everyone, and happy day to you. I hope you guys are doing wonderful, having a fantastic week this week so far. So excited to be here today because today, guys, we have a great video for you, a Chanel exclusive, one that kind of hit and then it kind of went away and then maybe it'll hit again so soon. I don't know. So anyway, if you guys are interested and want to know about this new Chanel corrector eye, it's supposed to be like a corrector, concealer / eye cream care, all of that good stuff. If you guys want to know about this, if you want to know more about this, do you want to know more about this? Then stick around and let's find out together. Okay, everybody, we are ready to get started. I've already put a little bit of the Milk I can't talk today. The Hydro Grip Primer, I did a little bit of that on, and then I mixed Chanel foundation. I did the Sublimage L'Essence de Teint. I did it on, and I mixed it in with a little bit of my number one de Chanel. I put that on as well. I also put on just a little bit of the Too Faced Lip Injection. This one is a Tangerine Dream. If you guys really like a really plumping kind of a lip gloss, or that really, it's just that really cinnamony top feel to your lips, this is really beautiful. I don't have any color on my lips, so it does give you like a little hint of color because it does ting up the lips a little bit, so my lips feel kind of plumpy, but I do love these. They're great. I know the Sephora sale is coming up great. Sephora sale is coming up soon, and you guys might want to check these out if you do like that kind of sort of thing. So anyway, so now we are ready to talk about this concealer, and the bad thing is I don't have a lot of information on this concealer, guys. It's very, very strange. This concealer came out in New Zealand, and Night Star Beauty, she actually has done a review on this already, but it came out to Chanel there. They had colors in it. I don't know how many colors are in it. You'll see it in the video because I can't remember how many there are typically, but so it was supposed to come in the United States. It's been kind of sitting on the website. It said that it was going to be, it's just kind of just sitting there saying, coming soon or whatever. It's just kind of sitting on the website, but the picture was up there. So anyway, so then all of a sudden, last week, it just popped up, and there was no colors to choose from. There wasn't any. There was only the one color, the one shade, and that was it. So, and it's a $95 concealer. It's a $95 corrector / concealer, whatever you want to call it. But there was no colors. But I went ahead and ordered it. God help me, Jesus, for $95. So we don't know what it's going to be like. So I do know that the shade is very light. I have felt it. I've touched it, but I have not yet wore it. So this is going to be a first impression for you and me both to see what we think about it. So with that said, I don't have any information on the website. I can't find it again. I think they took it off. So they kind of sold it, and then the one shade, and then I guess they sold out of it, and then they just took it off. And then I guess because they're just not really ready to launch it yet, I don't know what's going on with it. So with that said, it's not on the website. Again, I will let you guys know when it does come back available. If you're interested in this, if this is something you're interested in, if you want to purchase it, it's just right now it's not available. But I do have it to kind of test and try for you guys. So if it does come available again, you will know a little bit more about it, a little bit more information about it, and just kind of know whether it's going to be kind of worth your time or not. So with that said, so this is the Sublimage. It's called the Le Corrector. It's Le Corrector, yeah. I don't know. If you're French, please forgive me. I don't know what that means. I don't know how to say it correctly. I'm the or whatever. I don't know the correct term for it. But anyway, it's supposed to be a radiance generating, concealing eye care, like a cream, I guess. So it's like, and it's in O2. Now I don't know, guys. It may only be coming in one shade here. I don't know. I don't know anything as far as that goes. I don't know anything. The ingredients look somewhat impressive. I mean, it has the vanilla fruit water in it, like the Sublimage skincare does. It has there's a couple of the things that are in the normal Sublimage, like in the foundations and in the skincare, which I love the eye cream. I love the face cream. I love all of that, but it has like a little bit of this vanilla type scent to it. But I just love it. It's really, really beautiful. It does make the skin look really beautiful. I don't have it on today. I have on Charlotte till we have on the Magic Cream today. But I do love that moisturizer, and I do love the Sublimage line. It is really good. Is it worth the money? If you guys ever want to check it out, the Sublimage is a really good, especially if you're dry and you love rich products and you love products that really perform well, it is extremely expensive. It's all up to you on whether you want to spend that kind of money on your budget or not. Just like this is like $95. It's like, this is a, a 0.35 ounce. But it's, I mean, it seems like it's got a lot in it. But basically what it says on the box, because again, I don't have any information from the website because there's not any. And even when it was up, still didn't have the information. All it had was the ingredient. So it says radiant, generating, concealing eye care, comforting cream texture, perfecting effect, hydration and protection, and precision brush. Like, yay. Like, we always love Chanel brushes because their brushes just, they kind of crack me up sometimes. So, so in the inside, when you do open up the box, you do get a little spatula. It did come in a little plastic wrap. I took it out of the plastic wrap. And you also get this little, mini brush that comes with it. If I can get it out so I can show you guys. It comes with a little mini brush like the Sublimage cream makeup, which I have, as well as the liquid. They come with little brushes. It's a cute little concealer brush. It's not bad at all. I mean, you definitely use it. It's got a little bit of a slant to it. It's very soft. It feels really nice. It would fit really beautifully up underneath the eye area. So it would be really good if you wanted to use this. I'm probably going to use another brush with it, but it is really beautiful. But I will probably end up using this again soon. I might end up really enjoying it. Opening up the box. So this is what it looks very similar to the Chanel eye cream. So it looks just like an eye cream. So when you look at it, it looks very just much like an eye cream. But of course, it has the Chanel logo on the front of it. It's very beautiful packaging, as always with Chanel. It's really beautiful. It's like glass. It's really heavy. It's very weighted. Like I said, it's a 0.35 ounce. It is made in France. And so, yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's all it says. And again, it's just like kind of like what the shade looks like. As you can see, it's very light. So it also comes with the cap on the top of it like that. The only thing I would tell you already is I already know just taking off once just to fill it on the back of my hand, it's very, very messy. This cap is going to get very messy quickly. But for those of you that love a jar and those of you that love to be able to get all the way down to the bottom, you definitely will be able to do that because look at the consistency. It looks just like that. It looks very rich. It looks very luxurious. Like it looks very wet. Before we get started though, guys, I'm going to have to tell you, I'm going to have to mix this a little bit with my RCMA palette. We're going to have to take in a little bit of my pigments. I'm going to do a little bit of the white, a little bit of red, and a little bit of blue. I'll have to mix it just to get a little bit more, pink and make it a little bit more softer because the color is extremely light. So it will not blend if it's too light on my eye area, and it will just not do well. And when you use pigments, if you've ever done this, if you've ever used pigments before, pigments do not change the texture of the makeup at all. All it's doing is adding a little bit of the pigment back in again. So it won't change anything about the concealer. It won't make the consistency any different. All it's going to do is just help twinge the color for me. So it would be like if I actually picked a color that was correct for me from the site, if they would have had colors, but unfortunately since they didn't, I'm going to have to kind of make my own color. So with that said, I'm going to take, there's so much on the cap, I'm going to take a little bit off. It is really, I'm going to tell you, it's very, very messy with that. I mean, it's going to be very messy, but this is what it's kind of looking like. So I want you to see, so I took white, I've got red, and I have blue on this is my Scott Barnes glass, by the way. He sells these on his website, but they're great. It's like a glass plate, so you can mix stuff with it. You can also use the back of your hand. You don't have to, but I just wanted you guys to see the pigment so you can kind of see. But this is what it kind of looks like. I'm going to take it on the back of my hand so you guys can see the consistency on the back of my hand. So you see how light that is compared to my skin tone. That is like white. It's very, very white. So I'm hoping that when it does come back out again, they will have shades in it for you guys, because this is extremely white. This is almost like this is like a porcelain, like very, very, very fair light color. But anyways, like I said, we're going to mix it a little bit and we're going to kind of make it our own. So this is what we did. I added just a little bit of the red, a little bit of the blue, a little bit of white, and a tad bit of yellow in with it. And this is what the color looks like by itself. And then this is what it looks like when I added a little bit together. Could you see the difference of making the color a little bit? So I added just a little bit more of that in together. So we're going to go in here and start tapping this up underneath the eye area. And I'm using my BK Beauty. This is the Angie Hot and Flashy brush. This is one of my favorite brushes, 80506. By the way, Lisa just came out with brand new brushes, so she's just adding some more brushes to the line. So make sure you check that out. I have a link down below if you guys are interested and you want to go over to the site and look at them. These brushes are just amazing. And her new ones look really, really good. So I'm going to take a little bit on my eyelid. We're going to smooth the out like primer because I'm going to be doing an eye look later. And, ooh, that's pretty. What do you guys think? That's pretty. I will say, one thing I was notice is about the Charlotte Tilbury real quick. I'm not trying to compare, but this one is definitely a little bit more, I can feel it already. It's a little bit more hydrating. The Charlotte Tilbury, I have to be careful with the beautiful skin, guys. For some reason, it sometimes can make me look it can look a little dry on me. I mean, I don't know if it's all the stuff that's in it, but I have to be a little careful with that to really overhydrate to make that eye cream, to make that eye concealer work. And I still have to end up going in with my Tarte, the creaseless concealer, because it's so moisturizing, to add a little bit more moisture to it, which is a little strange. But anyway, not getting too much off the subject, but look, this is beautiful. But look at the difference. Look how much brighter this one is better than that one. And I did use a little bit of my Charlotte Tilbury. I did do the eye cream, the Magic Eye Rescue. I did do a little bit of that underneath my eyes today. So it is really pretty. Miss Peggy, she's a little messy. She's a little messy all over, but we're kind of looking up underneath. It's like it looks really pretty. You don't need a lot of it, that's for sure. It does have a little bit of that blurring effect. I mean, it's still not as dewy as you would think it would be. I would think it would be super, super dewy, but it's not. I mean, it's definitely one that I would not have to set with powder. If I set this with powder, it probably would be not as radiant. It wouldn't be as radiant. I'm going to take just a little bit. I'm going to take a little bit of the concealer just on its own, just a tad bit more of the brightening right here. I'm going to add a little bit more. I just want to see what it does if we build it a little bit. And I'm going to do it without the pigment just to see. I know it's going to make my eyes look really, really bright. But we'll try it because sometimes it does. The only thing is sometimes it will settle. I'm going to take my finger and we're just going to blend it in with my finger a little bit more just to brighten it up a tad bit more. And since I've got this really bright color, it's like that's definitely what it's going to do. It's going to really brighten it up now because it's so pale. But it's pretty. It's definitely pretty. I would say it looks a lot like the Charlotte Tilbury, the Beautiful Skin. It looks a lot like it. It's very, very similar to it. The coverage, the way that it looks typically, it definitely looks a lot like the Charlotte Tilbury. Here by my brow, just to give it a little something, something. A little bit around my lip. I mean, it seems to be blending in really beautiful with the makeup, with the foundation, with the Chanel makeup. It's blending in really beautiful with it. It looks really pretty. I mean, it does look very brightening. It looks very refreshing. But right now at the moment, to me, guys, it looks a lot like the Beautiful Skin. It really does. It has that little bit of that feel to it. Because the creaminess of it, it reminds me of the Charlotte Tilbury, this Beautiful Skin. It looks a lot like it. It feels a lot like it. Wow. But it's beautiful. I mean, it's really beautiful. I mean, it seems really pretty. Of course, I have to wear it and we're going to have to test it out a little bit more, of course. But with the Chanel foundation, it looks really beautiful with the Chanel foundation. I wonder what it would be like with another foundation, or maybe mixed another with a little bit of another concealer. I wonder what it would do with that too. But right now, it looks really, really pretty with just that little bit of pigment. It'd be nice to see what kind of colors, if they do come out with colors, what kind of colors would they will come out with. But I do love the Chanel Longwear Corrector Concealer, or the corrector. I love the Rose. That's one of my favorites because it's a brightening concealer. But I mean, but the concealer on its own is very matte to me. So you have to be very careful with that concealer. I feel like it's a little dry, where before they reformulated years ago, it was a little bit more on the moist side. So this is kind of reminding me of what it was before they actually changed the one that they have now. But it's really pretty. It's got a really beautiful brightness to it. It definitely has a glow. It definitely looks really pretty. I'm sure that a little bit of my eye cream underneath it, that probably makes it look like that too, but it looks really, really nice. So let's do some on this side and then kind of compare and see. I'm going to tell you guys too that if you don't have one of those little corrector kits by RCMA, and they're like $30, it just really saves you a lot of hassle. So if this does happen to you and you do end up picking a color that is way too light for you, you can always just go in and add a little something. And I am going to do a video on that. I promise you guys it is going to come soon. I keep telling you that. But it's like all these launches keep popping up, and I'm trying to keep up with these palettes. And then, I have Halloween, and I'm trying to get some looks out for you guys a little bit, or just some, for Halloween, I'm trying to keep up with that. And then we got the Sephora sale, and then, then I've got work, and it's like, it's starting to go into my 70-hour work weeks, and it's going to be, oh my God, November and December, and trying to get encounters together, getting all the stores together, getting them all set up for Christmas. And then I've got Dior, I've got events with them, and then I've got events with Swan Beauty. I've got things going on with them. And I just did a photo shoot with Swan Beauty last week. We did it with a really wonderful model that I got to work with. Her name is Brooke, and she was so wonderful and beautiful. But I got to do that last week, and it was a lot of fun. But still, it's just like there's just a lot of stuff going on, guys. It's a lot. So I'm trying my best to keep up with everything. This is not my full-time job. I do not get to sit around and make content all day long. If I did, you guys would have videos every single day, and you would have content consistently all the time. But I don't get to do that. I have to work. I'm working like 3 jobs at this point, to try to pay my bills and everything. Anything I get in commission and stuff like that tries to go towards you guys to try to help pay for stuff like this. I try my best not to return anything, but sometimes that does happen. But if I like something, I'll keep it. But if I hate it, or if it doesn't work for me or whatever, I'm not going to waste that money and not utilize it towards something. But I am really liking this concealer. I really like it. It is very pretty. It is very brightening. It definitely though, if I used it straight out, when I went back to add a little bit of the lighter in, it's kind of like, it'll kind of set in your skin. If it's too light for your skin, it'll set like in your pores and stuff. It will do that. But it is definitely, you only need a little bit of it. A little bit of it's going a long way. So I'll tell you already, this little jar is going to last you a long time. You're not going to need much of it. And you can definitely mix it in with your foundation too, if you wanted to just brighten, because it's kind of like a corrector and a little bit of an eye cream. And well, I wouldn't take it place of your eye cream, especially if your eyes are dry, because it definitely, it feels moisturizing though, but up close when you look at it, it looks dewy here on film, but when I look in the mirror, it's not that dewy up close. It's one of those that I probably would not, I might try setting it a little bit later, but right now I'm not feeling the need to set it, because, I express myself a lot. I have definitely a lot of fine lines and stuff around here. You see that whenever I do that, and my eye area is so dry that the least amount of concealer, if it's not moisturizing, it will make it look even drier, and it will just make me look really old and crinkly. And it's like, and then I add too much powder, and then it'll definitely do that too. So I have to be very careful with it. But right now, guys, I'm really liking it. It's really beautiful. So anyway, let me go off camera. I'm going to do some lipstick. I'm going to do a little bit of blush, and just kind of just do a little bit of, maybe a little bronzer, and then come back, and then we will just have a discussion and kind of give you my final thoughts on it and what I kind of think of it. Okay, guys, so we are back. So I have paired this lovely look off with the beautiful Christian Audette lipstick with collaborations with Glam Girl Chelsea. You know, hey Chelsea, how you doing, girl? Anyway, this is her shade Hocus Pocus, and it really beautiful. It's such a beautiful color. Absolutely love it. And then, you know, another shout out to another friend of mine, Miss Taylor Lynn. Honey, let me tell you, that girl can sell ice on Eskimo. She is such I mean, I know she probably doesn't mean to be an influencer, but she's an influencer, because I went out and got this damn Armani blush because she said it was so good. They're these neo nude melting color bombs, and they are so pretty. This is the shade 30, and it is just, look at this. It's so beautiful. So beautiful. You can build them up. It's just the most beautiful autumn shade. So pretty. I love it. I'm loving this look. And it's like, and it's nothing but just mascara and blush and a little bit of bronzer. And that's about it. I did a little bit of the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer, the cream, and it looks gorgeous. It looks so pretty. So anyway, we're done with, we're not here to talk about all that. We're here to talk about the Chanel concealer. So what are we thinking about it? Well, so far it's looking really beautiful. I haven't really had any issues with it so far. It does crease just a tad, but I've not powdered it, but not a lot. I just sprayed it, and for the most part, it's done really well. I've done a lot of expressions between now and then. I've done a couple things between when we paired off and then now, but it is looking really beautiful, and it creased just a little bit, but not a lot. Once I set it with the spray, it didn't do that anymore. So if you set it with powder, you set it with spray, I'm sure that it would be fine. I'm a little afraid to set it with powder, but we'll have to play with it and then see and give you guys more feedback on it. I mean, for right now, it's still not out yet, so I mean, it's not like a big rush because you can't get it yet anyway. But yeah, I'm really liking it. It looks really bright. It looks really beautiful. I have to do another video after this one, and then I have to do an eye look too after this one. We're trying to get in as many as we can, guys. I'm trying. It's really hard. I've got almost 4 or 5 palettes that I've not even got to yet, and we have Halloween coming up. I'm just like, it's just so much with I'm trying. I have an agenda. It's been hard to stay on it. So anyway, we're going to keep trying this. We're going to keep playing with it, guys. But right now, I really like it. I'm really impressed with it. I'm actually liking it a little bit better than the Charlotte Tilbury. And it's like I said, the Charlotte Tilbury, the Beautiful Skin, is a great concealer, and I really like it. It's just for some reason, on some days, if I'm not careful, it'll just make my under eyes look a little dry, and I have to be careful with it, especially with the brightening powder that she came out with. It can make it look a little too dry. But I'll have to try this with the Pat McGrath and, you know, try to set it and everything. I'm getting ready to do a glam look, so we're going to play with it more later. So I'll be able to give you guys a little bit more feedback, maybe in a video, maybe in the end of the month, you know, because I'll be able to play with it for about another week or so, and then give you guys my feedback then maybe in my October favorites, or maybe if it becomes a favorite, we'll see. But and I got to wear it to work and everything too, and see how that works. But yeah, I mean, so far so good. I really like it. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for being here. That's pretty much it for this. I mean, you know, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know, please give it a thumbs up. You know, I really do appreciate it. If you didn't like the video, then I'm so sorry, but thank you for staying. Thank you for kind of joining us anyway. We really do appreciate it, but we would love to have you as part of our family. If you did enjoy the video and you would love to subscribe, we would love it. Make sure you give it a thumbs up. That helps a lot too, believe it or not. You know, because we are back on the monetization train. That all got straightened out. I mean, if you guys have been with me for a hot minute, that's another topic for another day. But anyway, we are back on that again. So anything helps the channel, you know, my links, anything like that, which all this will be down below. I'll let you guys know when this is available as well, on my community page, as well on Instagram. If you don't follow me on Instagram, make sure you do that too. I will also keep that up in my stories and Instagram and let you guys know links and everything when it is available. But with that said, guys, you know, be safe, be strong, be proud, stand tall, love yourself. Remember to tell somebody that you love them today, because life is way too short. And also remember to be kind to someone today, because a little kindness can go off a long way. And then, you know, also remember to laugh today. Have a laugh, have a smile. You know, that just makes the day so much better. So anyway, take care, you guys, and I will see you again in the next episode. Bye.